It's a warm and picturesque scene from the Cotton Bowl today, and it's just the right setting for a couple of the best clubs in the league. Gainbridge Super League action takes center stage from the Lone Star State, where Dallas Trinity FC squares up with Sporting JAX. Good afternoon, everyone. With former UCF defender Jade Barquette, I'm David Gascon. Thanks for joining us. Take a glance right now at the league standings through week 23. Sporting JAX and Dallas above the playoff lines. Time is running out in the regular season.
This league is so competitive, you never know what can happen. Dallas wanting to stay above that playoff line and get 3 points here today. Sporting Club JAX knows that Lexington is right on their heels, wanting to separate themselves a little bit as well.
And Jade, with both teams in good form right now, Dallas has played to a 2-2 draw a couple days ago against Lexington. What have you liked about them recently?
As soon as they came into the spring season with their new head coach, Nathan Thackeray, he really just put a gritty attitude on this team. He's added some new additions on the field that have really given them some life, and they've had to come back to steal points. This one was one of them. Lexi Missimo getting her second goal of the season. Lauren Flynn adding one as well. They've just grown so much.
And for Dallas, they've captured points in 9 of the last 10 matches they have played in. Dallas defender Lauren Flynn is our player to watch today. She's got her hands full, though, up against a potent attack from Sporting JAX.
She can score goals off those set pieces, but where she's most valuable is in that back line as one of their center backs. Her head coach, Nathan Thackeray, said that she is a warrior with high soccer IQ, so when she makes those timely tackles and plays the ball higher up the pitch, they're a better team because of it.
The #1 team in the league, Sporting JAX, has been flawless in their last 3 matches. In fact, 4 of their last 5 games have resulted in clean sheets. Is this their best?
It might be, and they just keep growing each and every week. In this game, they were so dominant against Fort Lauderdale. They added Georgia Brown and Ashlyn Puerta back from international duty, and they've dictated the tempo early, which is something they're going to have to do tonight.
Midfielder Bailey DeSmit did some damage in that one-sided tilt, accounting for one of the goals. She's got 6 of them so far and a couple of assists. What makes her so dynamic?
Her movement off the ball helps so much, and then the ability to score in front of net. She scored in the last 3 matches, and her real focus has been confident in front of net, converting all the chances that Sporting JAX gets into goals.
This is the regular season finale between these two sides, each team winning on separate pitches. Coming up on the other side, we'll get you the starting 11 and first touch. Dallas Trinity FC, Sporting JAX coming at you next.
Nice shot. Let's play.
Dallas Trinity FC is built for this city.
Catch every match free over the air on KFAA 29 and streamed live on WFAA+.
All the energy in action. Come see us at the Cotton Bowl or watch us play on KFAA 29 and WFAA+. Join us every match, every moment. We'll see you on the pitch.
Caitlin Clark, amazing at assists. Gainbridge, the ultimate assist for your savings. But ever since they teamed up, she's taken assisting to a whole new level. Caitlin Clark, graded assists. Gainbridge, graded assists for your savings.
We are live from the Cotton Bowl here today. It's time to meet the starting lives for both of these sides, presented by Scottish Rite for Children. Every child deserves the best start and a strong finish in life and in sports. As the official pediatric partner of Dallas Trinity FC, Scottish Rite for Children is here to make that happen with world-class pediatric and sports medicine care. First off, for Dallas, a 4-3-3 for head coach Nathan Thackeray. We take a look at the top of the board. Lexi Missimo, she's one of the focal points of this attack.
She absolutely is. They have no changes for their starting lineup from their last match into this one, and Nathan Thackeray needs Lexi's ability up top to be more apparent in the team. You know, she has the ability to create runs and be impactful on the offensive end, but they also need her to score more goals, converting those chances.
And for first place Sporting JAX, led by head coach Stacey Balaam, it's a 3-5-2. When we take a look at Meg Hughes, she's going to be running all over the pitch here today.
Absolutely. She tied for the team lead in assists with 6, and not just because of her work ethic up and down that left flank. She'll help them in the defensive points as well, but she loves to get into the final third. And then Casey Smeckert over there on the right side as well. She ran track at College of Charleston before she transferred to Clemson to focus fully on soccer, so a fit kid going to be up and down that flank as well, really quarterbacking that offense for Sporting JAX.
Sporting JAX plus 15 in goal differential. That is tops right now in Gainbridge Super League activity. Couple different changes. Maggie Illig was acquired just a few days ago. She played last week against Fort Lauderdale, and Stacey Balaam, her head coach, said she fit in seamlessly.
Yeah, she really has just been put into this team, and a like-for-like changes when it comes to Julia Grosso that's out for Sporting JAX, and it's been seamless. When you have players like that, the depth of this team is what makes them so valuable.
These teams have played twice already. Dallas won at Sporting JAX on September the 6th. Sporting JAX returned the fire, winning 2-0 here in Dallas on November the 8th. Temperatures right now, a comfortable 91 degrees, but is breezy a little bit. So this will help out both teams just to get acclimated as the sun continues to set in the Lone Star State. Glad you can be here with us today. It is the regular season finale against both these teams. This contest is officially underway. Let's go right back to Dallas. Tonight's match at the Cotton Bowl highlights Women's History Month and Girl Scouts Day, with a number of local troops from the Girl Scouts of Northeast Texas in attendance. The club is also recognized in the 1984 Dallas Sting, one of the most influential youth teams in U.S. soccer history, as part of today's celebration. I gotta ask, what is your favorite Girl Scout cookie?
Oh gosh, the lemonades, which is such a hot take. I know.
I think this broadcast is ending right now. I mean, how do you not go with Thin Mints frozen?
Because, well, yes, you have to have the frozen part, and that puts them up there, but that's just a basic answer.
That's not a basic, that is souped up. I mean, I think everyone goes with Sonoma.
Okay.
Or Samoa's, excuse me, it's not Sonoma. So, Samoa's, I am Thin Mints, then I go lemon.
Okay.
Peanut butter.
The peanut butter patties.
Yes.
Ooh,
yes.
so good.
But,
those also in the fridge.
But I feel like Thin Mints it's a staple.
It is.
It's like American pie.
And no, it really is. If you crush them up and put them in some ice cream, that's next level.
You're good.
Yeah.
You're good. That's Jay Barquette. I'm David Gasca. Thanks for hanging out with us here today on Peacock. You look at the settings right now and where Sporting JAX is. Stacey Balaam spoke to us quite candidly about what her team did last week against Fort Lauderdale. It was a one-sided affair. They dominated every category: shots, shots on target, possession, the scoreboard, but she felt like they could have had more in the back of the net. They had numerous chances to score. That game easily could have been 6 or 7-0.
Yeah, they obviously were happy with the 2-0 victory, but she said that they had so many chances that were created. They have to convert those more to goals. And her team is one that loves to have the ball and impose their speed of play and style of play quickly into games. That's something that they're going to want to do today against Dallas, who's a team that also loves to have the possession. So it's really going to be a chess match of soccer between these two sides.
Sporting JAX 11-4-4 this season, good for 37 points. Dallas right now sits at 8-6-5 on the year, good for 29 points, in fourth place, but there's still time for them to catch first place Sporting JAX. Each of these teams have had different rests throughout the year, but Sporting JAX did not play until last week, and now coming into this one, a little bit easier, more fresh legs compared to Dallas, who played just a few days ago against Lexington in a 2-2 draw.
Yeah, head coach Nathan Thackeray told us that they actually trained on the field after that game against Lexington so the entire team could have touches on the ball.
Coming out immediately for this challenge, alertly on it with a vacated net was Parks. Parks gets in between her sticks. Dallas with a beat on. Parks on her line. This ball is immediately cleared, though. Fine defending by Sporting JAX. First flirtatious effort from either side's offense, and Dallas had a decent look at target. But alertly on it was Parks. She was not tested last week against Fort Lauderdale, despite the fact she picked up a clean sheet.
And even with that quick turnaround of games, it doesn't look like it's affecting Dallas at all. They're even more in their tempo and feeding off of one another. You saw in that first attempt on goal there.
Take another peek at this again. It was early on.
It was. You just saw that ball slip through to Boss. Parks did a good job of cutting off the angle, and then it was the second ball that wasn't cleared fully to Cam Lancaster, who tried to get that cross in, but Sporting JAX did a good job of settling back into their defensive position.
Take a look at Nathan Thackeray. On one side, the head coach for Dallas Trinity FC. Caitlin Parks, 39 saves so far this year. She comes in this contest boasting a save percentage at nearly 74. 8 clean sheets on the year. Goals prevented right now is just about at 2. She's 1 shutout from tying the all-time record of 9 in Gainbridge Super League action. Recorded the first clean sheet in Sporting JAX history back in October of 2025 against DC Power. But she has all the accolades, and of course she has bona fide threats at every layer on the pitch in front of her, which makes work a little bit easier for her to tend the net. This attempt by Stainbrook will result in a corner kick for Dallas.
Sporting JAX does such a good job of doing the defensive work higher up the pitch, and so when the ball does get to her, you know, they're all relying on her to make those important saves, but they do try to press higher up the pitch and just dictate play a little bit more so it doesn't even have to reach her.
This corner kick brought to you by Cornerstone Capital Bank, first one of the afternoon. See how Dallas performs in these set pieces. Bellata will take it. Bellata, good elevation towards the back post. Fine service, but nobody around in Dallas colors. Ball toggled around. That shot blocked on the way through on the 10th from Flynn. So the jump so far has been given to Dallas. They've had a couple of chances towards target. 2 shots blocked, another one that was kicked out by Parks. But that's what you want to see from Dallas, trying to protect home soil, as we take a look at Stacey Bala. Tough critique of her team last week after the game against Fort Lauderdale. They were the superior team from top to bottom. Better overall talent. They were exceptional through 90 minutes. And so it's tough when you have that kind of a one-sided affair to really nitpick against a team that frankly you should have beat anyway.
Yeah, she told us that when they were going over film, it was a lot of pointing out the things that they did good so that they continue to do them, and the stuff they were trying to get better on were just small nitpick detail things that she wants her team to focus on. And you obviously need to have those film sessions where you highlight the good things that your team is doing so they know to reinforce that in games, but then you want to be so detail-oriented, especially when you're the #1 team in the league. How can you continue to grow and evolve is something that she wants her team to constantly be thinking about, and that's something that they focus on after that Fort Lauderdale match.
McCamey, well played back. One of the areas that Fort Lauderdale tried to do last week against Sporting JAX, and they turned the ball over relentlessly. Soft in that touch foul for Potts, the guilty party. With these teams familiar with each other, Jade, what were the expectations for you heading into this match?
Oh, this is going to be such a good soccer game because both of these teams want to keep the ball. They want to have possession with intent to go forward and score goals. Dallas, you know, coming off that 2-2 draw to Lexington, they want to have a win on their home soil right above that playoff line. So they're going to be flying high. You've seen it already just under 8 minutes in this match. Sporting JAX the same.
Some numbers here. Another attempt that was nullified. This will be, it was going to be a corner kick, but it looks like the bottom of our screen, our near set official with the flag up, ruling it offside. So Boss has been early with some touches. She's gotten into a rhythm.
Yeah, she really has, and that's what she was brought here to do. With the ball at her feet, can she create chances in the attacking third, and scoring goals for her is something that head coach Nathan Thackeray needs her to do. She's such an experienced professional player, and this team, who is a little bit younger and on the smaller side roster number-wise, she has to make an impact wherever she has. She scored her first goal for Dallas against DC 2 matches ago.
Speaking of scoring, we haven't even mentioned Ashlyn Puerta yet for Sporting JAX. Most lethal striker in the league so far with 11 goals, but she's been non-existent as we're into the 9th minute.
Haven't seen much of her or Sporting JAX really with the ball.
Harsh challenge here, some heavy contact above the shoulders. Brown's going to be the guilty party on this. We haven't seen a booking yet. No flashes of yellow. Danielle Chesky, our lead official today, hasn't said anything about it yet.
Brown just came up right behind Boss there, and it looked like they were trying to go for that 50-50 aerial duel. But Brown coming from behind, it's going to be looked at by the referee, and Boss is still down on the pitch. And she wears that headband to protect from concussions. So they're going to take as much time as they can to make sure she's okay.
In a predicament like that, is the onus placed on Brown to manage where she's going on that header?
I mean, it's one of those situations where the ball, she's just trying to do her job and win the header, and you never want to injure a player, obviously, but the way that which she went up to, I don't think was malicious in any way.
Can it be considered reckless?
Yes,
okay.
Absolutely.
We'll see after this review how it pans out and what the official ruling will be on it. We're mentioning Ashlyn Puerta, 11 goals so far this year, 5 helpers, contributing to 16 goals. She got 7 goals so far this year on the road. Needless to say, she's comfortable where she is no matter the setting, in Florida or across the United States. There is Ashlyn.
She's a kid that just loves to learn, loves to grow, wants to just soak up as much knowledge as she can. In her young career as a professional, she has just come out in this league and truly made a name for herself. And Sporting JAX now has this kind of 3-headed monster of Paige Kenton and Bailey DeSmit, who we mentioned in the open, and they're just scoring machines for the Sporting JAX team. So lethal up top with what they can do and how they can create.
Boss back to her feet. Not a good sign. She's going to be helped off the pitch. That's a huge blow to Dallas, considering the fact that Boss had some good touches to begin this contest and unable to compete and continue. You can only hope the best for her, but clearly she'll be evaluated for a concussion.
Yeah, you don't like to see that at all if you are a Trinity fan. Just the way that she was walking off that field, you just hope that she's okay. Head injuries are not to be taken lightly. And of course, she's going to be missed on the pitch with her experience and what she can bring to this team.
And it's 2 things that impact her, is not only the abrupt head contact to the back of her head, but she wasn't expecting it either.
Right.
You're not anticipating that delivery, so you can't even shield yourself. So there'll be a change for Dallas. Thornton will be the one coming in for Dallas. Thornton set the regular season goal scoring record with 13. That's exactly what Ashlyn Porta is trying to catch. So Boss's day is over with. Thornton now in.
Substitution. Entering the match, number 20, Allie Thornton, leaving match number 88, Bethany Boss, in the 13th minute.
It's a real blow to Dallas. But team's playing on. McCamey. Nearly a giveaway, but Dallas, with the support, have the numbers. Swan. Push forward into the attacking third. It's a good ball. Played out wide. Lancaster. Lancaster, not enough power on that. Easy to pounce on for Parks. Good idea, though, for Dallas.
And just 3 passes there in the final third. That's what you love to see from this Dallas side. And Cam Lancaster just wanted to whip that in the box. Early cross, catch Sporting JAX. Not set in their defensive position, but Caitlin Parks read that the whole way.
Her boss is out right now, injured. She will not return. While we have a minute, injury report brought to you by UT Southwestern, the official healthcare partner of Dallas Trinity FC. The good side, no injuries on either side.
At this point in the season, you really want to keep your teams as healthy as you possibly can. And for these two right now, jostling for positions in the standings, you want to have all of your numbers available. Dallas has the smallest roster in the league with only 22 players. So they need everyone they can get.
Crossing attempt, Lancaster with the header, didn't put it on target. There's a quality chance for Dallas. You couldn't have placed that ball any better for Lancaster.
And she had space and wasn't marked tightly on that back post. If she got the right head on it, that was an open goal opportunity for Dallas. Sporting JAX looking a bit sleepy right now. Have to wake up to this Dallas attack.
Kenton fights for it, wins it. Here's Meg Hughes. Put a spotlight on her before this contest was underway. Talking about her ability to work both the offensive and defensive side of the pitch for Sporting JAX. Hughes head up all the way, plays it across to an open lane. Good job by Hughes. Seen the entire pitch. Smeckard. Oh, bad ball there. A little lazy with it. Opportunity here for Dallas to switch the pitch. But Sporting JAX at least holding possession temporarily. Pretty decent physicality there for Kenton. Borta was asking for it. She entered the 18. Smeckard couldn't find her. Ball stays on the deck. That'll be cleared away. Easily, in fact, by Dallas. Wisner able to escape. Cross over on the left-hand side, given chase again was Bowman. A little late on that. Jay, when you have a matchup like this, and Sporting JAX has had time off because of the break, then they have a tune-up against Fort Lauderdale. How challenging is it to elevate your game against one of the better clubs in Gainbridge Super League?
And it's really not about elevating your game. It's about coming ready to play in how you play. And that's something that Stacey Balaam has talked about this entire season is let's focus more on us than other teams and bringing our energy.
And Caster across that ball had some eyes, but it couldn't find the left foot of Stainbrook.
Lancaster has had her way down this near flank. She's used that speed to just burst by players. Her head coach called her a nuisance in the best way, constantly running up and down the pitch. And her timing has been good, creating those chances with the balls that have been played to her.
This one slipped through. Thornton mishandled it. Sporting JAX gave it right back to Dallas. They're trying to pounce early. They've had the extra step, and that's a dead giveaway. Goes right back to Sporting JAX.
Lancaster again just turning that corner with the inside of her foot, putting that ball right on a platter for her forwards that were running in, nobody just timed it correctly, and no back post run there for Dallas. But they are off and running here in this match. They're pinning Sporting JAX back into their defensive half, which isn't giving them a lot of space to play through, but they are gonna have to pull them out of that system, play the ball out wide, recycle it to then go forward again, because Sporting JAX is looking a little bit shell-shocked in the beginning parts of this game.
Heather Stainbrook, a quality look for that. Speaking of Stainbrook, and now she can't get to it as Parks will cut it off. While we have a minute, Dallas Trinity FC fans can stay connected all season by signing up for the club's newsletter for breaking news, special offers, and exclusive updates during year 2 of the Gainbridge Super League. Scan the QR code on your screen to subscribe today. It's been mostly one-way traffic so far in favor of Dallas. Sporting JAX trying to return fire. Kent was up front, but she was clearly marked. And this will be a careless turnover for Sporting JAX. Smecker with the giveaway. It's twice now in this first half. She saw a lot of action last week and was a critical factor in that 2-0 victory against Fort Lauderdale. Speaking of turnovers, unable to maintain it was DeSmit. Smeckert. DeSmit available. Plays onside, and this will result in a corner kick for Sporting JAX, their first one of the afternoon.
They're the best team in the league, right? So they're not going to panic in those moments. They're just going to figure it out on the field. That's something that Stacey Balaam prides her team on, is the ability to just be creative on the pitch, using their wingbacks and Smecker to get into the attack. You saw Meg Hughes as well. Can they capitalize on their opportunities in and around the 18-yard box?
First corner of the match for Sporting JAX. Pretty good ball here, moving away. Just lost as Brown couldn't settle it down. A giveaway here by Phil Potts. Dallas trying to force it. Thornton for a minute. Phil Potts, great positioning there. Phil Potts loses that. It could be a 2 or 3-on-2 advantage for Dallas the other way. Bowman up the boundary. Sporting JAX being harassed quite a bit by Dallas right now, pressuring, trying to force a mistake. On the chase, Kenton. Took quite a while to pick up that ball. Kenton gave it up. Puerta maneuvering, needs to get around one defender, cannot complete the act. Pretty good defending, listener. How about this? Nice move. Meg Hughes gets taken down inside the 18. No whistle, no call.
And Amber Wisner is just showing her professional experience and her being a vet in this league. Comes over and just blocks that shot from Meg Hughes and blocked the one before from Puerta as well.
So Hughes, a pretty good look. Puerta as well, both threatening moments inside the 18. Bowman who gave it up, directing a little bit of traffic over to the right-hand side. Smith just outside the 18 is the intended recipient. Lazy ball. Smeggard got it, gave it back. Some contact here, and this is an enviable spot for Sporting JAX as Kenton was taken down.
And once again, it was Wisner just right on her back, trying to time the tackle and not allow Kenton to receive the ball at her feet. Maybe a little bit of a smart play by Kenton, just feeling her presence behind her to draw that foul.
Sporting JAX trying to build on their last 3 matches. Last 3 games, they've resulted in a dominating performance in every single one. 8 goals for, nothing against. Huerta takes this drive on goal. No, it just misses by a hair. And it looks like it was partially deflected off a member of Dallas, so this will result in a corner kick for Sporting JAX.
The craftiness of Huerta, just wanting to whip this one in front post. Hits it with the inside of her foot, right in between the wall. If they would have stayed together, that would have been deflected right back at her. She took the chance, and it almost paid off. They'll have a second opportunity here with the corner kick.
Nice job by Swan to elevate. Her right arm got on it. But a good look. He was as close on this corner. Lofted up towards the back post. Nobody in sight for Sporting JAX. It does feel like Sporting JAX is slowly starting to grow into this match. Ball volleyed around, controlled temporarily. Simone gets this to midfield. Stainbrook peels it back. Bethany Boss left this game with a head injury. Allie Thornton came in for her. One change so far in this opening act. Official Danielle Chesky having a couple choice words. Shots right now 3-1 in favor of Sporting JAX. Now they've taken control of the possession category as well. The naked eye, they weren't the better team for the first 10 to 15 minutes, but have been chipping away against Dallas. Ball played through in a dangerous spot outside. Stainbrook to Lancaster, coming out as Parks to challenge. She slides, makes a good stop, but a crossing attempt. It's a do or die moment for the keeper.
Yeah, absolutely. Caitlin Parks had to make that save because she was out so far. It would have been a dicey situation. This ball, I would love to see it played a little bit more in front of Lancaster. She didn't have to wait on it. She was running in stride, but Parks, way off of her line, did not make that initial save. Had to come up big with the second.
Corner kick brought to you by Cornerstone Capital Bank. To her credit, that was a smooth slide by Parks.
Absolutely. Cameron Lancaster is definitely going to be an X factor in this game, though, whether it be an assist with a cross or a finishing opportunity. She's been involved a lot for Dallas so far.
Bellotta on this corner. Another good ball towards the back post, right on goal. Parks an easy save. That's now twice, though, in this first half for Bellotta on that same side of the pitch on those corners. Excellent service.
Excellent service, and then that floated run just off of the back line for Dallas has been open both times. This time it's Amber Wisner who just separates from her defender, gets enough space to head that back towards goal. Parks read it the whole way, but Sporting JAX has to be aware of that runner that's going to separate as soon as Bellotta is playing that ball in.
So something that has not been challenged defensively for Sporting JAX, but they got away with another one. A bad ball here, just a complete miscue. Guidry took her eyes off of it. It goes right back to the road team. Each of these sides have won a game against the other. This is the third and final match of the regular season. And of course, playoffs are right around the corner, so you never know. It's the inaugural year for Sporting JAX. First professional women's soccer team in Jacksonville. Won here on November the 8th. Ashlyn Puerta did score a goal in that game. Of course, that was then, and this is now. And each team been flying high ever since. Dallas 4-1-5 in their last 10 matches. It's pretty darn good. Sporting JAX outscoring the opposition in the last 3, 8-0. They are the best team right now in Gainbridge Super League. Not bad for an expansion club. Played through. Thornton, Lancaster on the run. The ball would just run out. Good job by Meg Hughes.
Talk about Sporting JAX just being a new club to the Gainbridge Super League this season, and some of the pillars of who they are hardworking, discipline, cohesiveness, combativeness, and being expressive on the field, says their head coach Stacey Balaam. And she actually pinpointed combativeness in our conversation earlier this week as a highlight for this team that used to be their weakness, and that was something they needed to get better at. Physically going into tougher tackles on the field. You've seen it earlier with Paige Kenton just using her arms a little bit to separate from her defender or win the ball more, and that's something that they had actually highlighted as something they've gotten better at over this season. They've grown into being a more combative team, and then the expressiveness was the other one that she truly highlighted as who this team is. The creativity has to be high when they are on they're firing on all cylinders, and she wants them to enjoy the game through expressing themselves. Soccer is such a fun game when you are playing as free as you possibly can be. We've seen it in Sporting JAX and how they create in their offensive opportunities, and the more that they do that, the more successful they will be as a whole.
To Stacey Balaam's credit, she's allowed her players to perform. And that's one of the elements with Sporting JAX being so successful. They're not micromanaged.
No, not at all. And you see with the way that they are possessing the ball right now, just fluidity in the movement that they have. Caitlin Park's almost playing to the halfway line. And Sophie Jones is a person that they just need in the central part of the pitch to dictate where this team is playing. But she'll even find her higher up or in the flanks as well, because they have the freedom to do so.
Sporting JAX on a great run, not done yet. Already tied for the 4th most victories in a single Gainbridge Super League regular season. They get number 12 here tonight. One short of Carolina, the all-time record of 13. Keep in mind they have 9 games remaining. So you feel like it's going to happen, it's just a matter of when. Back to the attacking third goes Sporting JAX. Smeckard. They trailed back. This comes right back to midfield and Brown. I'll get a minute. Gear up year 2 and rep Dallas Trinity FC with the latest kits, scarves, merchandise, and much, much more, including the newly released Trinity Flair collection. Visit shop.DallasTrinityFC.com to grab yours and show your colors all season long.
Dallas has some of the best merch.
I'm not gonna lie, they do.
Both of these teams do, honestly, with the colorways that it's good.
The color combination is, I love it.
I think I need a shirt of every team in the league molded into one.
You could do that.
I think it would be beautiful.
It would be. The question is, who would get the creative credit for it? Would it be you or whoever actually molds it together?
Whoever made it. Oh, I would not take credit for that.
All right.
I would rep it proudly, though.
Each team with a handful of chances. Nothing past either keeper, but they have been tested. Sporting JAX with 3 shots. Dallas Trinity with a couple. Dallas Trinity with 2 shots that have been on goal. Got a player down right now for Sporting JAX. Well, we're gonna have a delayed yellow card here. It wasn't quick on it, but Swan is the guilty party. In fact, our lead official, Danielle Chesky, took her time to evaluate before looking at Swan, and Puerta is back to her feet, but not feeling really good about that contact.
And Swan just steps right on her foot as that ball was being played away from her. Just a mistimed tackle there, but again, unfortunate because it's going to be called a foul on Swan there.
First infraction of the afternoon. Swan now stuck on caution for the rest of the day. occurs here in the 33rd minute. It has not been a violent match. It hasn't really even been physical yet. There's a certain sense of politeness we've actually seen throughout this match, which is a little surprising given the circumstances between two teams that are in first and fourth position.
And we're just seeing some good soccer. We've seen a few shoulder-to-shoulder combat situations, but nothing crazy, nothing out of the ordinary, truly. But two teams just trying to figure each other out, wanting to maintain possession of the ball, really just break down the other side. But they're also, to credit both defenses who have been so stellar in their positioning as well.
Speaking of contact,
and there it is.
There. So broadcaster's jinx, maybe.
Right.
These things start to pile up. And Ilczewski giving a quick warning now to Sporting JAX. Sport, though, was in the middle of that. And Kenton having that talk as well. Paige Kenton, one of the two-way players for Sporting JAX. Easy to work with. And among the key players on both sides. 7 goals, 6 assists. Across 19 starts. Scored her first goal as a professional against Carolina early in the season, September the 28th. A player that's down right now. Looked like it was Sierra Hinson. That was the one that was injured. Got a couple stoppages so far in this first half. It has not been free-flowing. Look at this again.
And Kenton just trying to get control of the ball, and Hinson just gets the reaction from her limbs running around. Scorching day here in Dallas, so I'm sure the players are happy with a little bit of a hydration break.
I'm compelled to ask in that situation, because it's eerily similar to Boss's head contact. Why isn't that a yellow card for reckless behavior?
Because she didn't, Kenton was in front of, Kenton wasn't in front of Hinson there. She was, or Kenton was in front of Hinson, hello. And she was trying to shield the ball. Hinson was coming from behind her, and it was just her body moving instead of Georgia coming from behind Bethany and seeing that in front of her.
Hinson with some gauze in her nose. She'll come off the pitch for a minute. But getting applause from the hometown faithful here at the Cotton Bowl. That's tough. She's a trooper. She'll be back in a minute.
Just when we were saying we haven't seen anything crazy.
Screwed up. Honest mistake. While we have a minute, select the official match ball supplier of Gainbridge Super League and many elite leagues throughout Europe. Visit us.select-sport.com for the latest select products, specials, and more. Select the player's choice. Jade Barquette, I'm David Gascon, and we are hanging out with you live from the Cotton Bowl in Dallas, Texas. Regular season finale between these two sides. Each team winning a match. Tiebreaker could be of importance. Thornton gets it back. Swung over the left-hand side. Dallas hasn't had a moment like this since about the 10th minute. That shot easily cradled by Parks.
Hinson again getting herself into the attack with that shot. Steps right back on the pitch and wants to get involved. Dallas again knocking on the door, this time going from that left side.
Taken away by Dallas. Nicely done. Guidry. Patient, didn't force anything. Been some chances for Dallas, allowing them to capture possession because Sporting JAX a bit careless with the ball. unable to capitalize on anything fruitful. Nathan Thackeray, you think he's impressed with his team's performance so far?
I think so. I think he's happy with it, but wants them to have that finishing touch as well. He always says that he evaluates success by the progress his team has made, and from him first taking over this team to this team right now, there's been leaps and bounds in how they play together and the fight within them. I definitely think he's going to be happy with this first half, but wanting them obviously more in that goal category.
For Stacey Balaam, the club weathering a couple different flurries early on, but playing on the road, they've been fairly sound.
They have, and they've grown into this game like you mentioned earlier. I think she's going to want her team to clean up those unforced errors, just turning the ball over in tight spaces, allowing her team to halt any sort of forward progress they were trying to make.
Long ball here for Kenton, trying to turn the corner. I beg your pardon, that was not Kenton, that was DeSmit. Flip-flopping sides, 39th minute. Well, some stats and some highlights at the end of this first half. Use some numbers on everything that was developing here between these two clubs. Hughes gets it back. Good maneuver. Brown. Kenton. Trying to turn the corner. Ball touched on. Right back. Brown through some traffic. Gets dropped by Swan, who's playing on a yellow card. Got away with some contact there. Ball looked like it crossed the boundary. The lead official, in fact, our silent official, didn't indicate anything of the sort. Potts mistimed. Hughes for a minute maintained her footing, could not though. Nice play by Flynn. Repossess on the run. Stainbrook trying to push. Thornton out wide. Allie Thornton keeps that ball on the deck. Not a great decision, but she gets it back. Thornton, who gave it up. Lancaster top of the box. Primely delivered. Gidgey with a nice move. Good spacing, that shot, never had a chance. Good ball movement though from Dallas.
Yeah, absolutely. As soon as that ball was won by Flynn, they were trying to make that attacking transition moment happen. This is the last shot of that play. That one just wide for Bellotta. Dallas did such a good job in their movement up top. You saw Allie Thornton drift out wide to try to put that cross in. Heather Stainbrook just carrying the ball higher up the pitch, drawing defenders, trying to slip Thornton in.
Good contact, and they go back to Dallas. Gainbridge Super League season is in full swing. Visit GainbridgeSuperLeague.com for all the latest information, analysis, and insight into all things Gainbridge Super League today. No score yet. Each team has had some chances. Kamey up the gut. Pivot and turn, but another foul. Keep an eye on our fourth official. Let's see how much time is added here in the first half. Well, it looks like we're going to have a yellow card delivered to Brown.
Second time of her being involved in a tackle. Did not get one when Bethany Boss went out earlier on in this match. Will get booked now.
So Georgia Brown on caution on one side. Caroline Swan on the other. first team with a yellow card. The team really feeling each other out in the first 5 to 10 minutes. It was all Dallas one way, and then Sporting JAX got themselves in gear. And now, as this match nearing the end of the first half, these are pretty much a coin toss. Anthony Boss done for the day. Some head contact. Sideline her. Ellie Thornton came in. Smeckert. Chip. Nobody in sight for Sporting JAX. Plenty of open grass. And for Sporting JAX, they want to make something happen here before the end of the first half. Ooh, this is a pretty dirty contact right there, and Guidry got away with one, I imagine.
And she was trying to fight off Puerta, who was coming off of her back shoulder. That ball played through. Puerta fighting for it. I think that's going to be all ball. I like the call from the referee. A great time tackle. Went off Puerta at the end. Some fantastic defending, even though she was poorly positioned just because of the way the ball was faced for Samar Guidry.
The touch right back to Smith. DeSmit shoots. She scores! Bailey DeSmit with a step, and that's all she needed. Sporting JAX near the end of the first half draws first blood. It's 1-0.
And she just continues her scoring streak. Just picks up this ball after a little flick, 1-2 passes, and all you have to do is slot it home. What a class finish from Bailey DeSmit. It actually deflected off of Guidry, who's trying to go to ground, and might have had something to do with the way that ball was finished, but make that 4 matches in a row scoring for Bailey DeSmit.
Impressive. DeSmit and Puerta, a little back and forth action between the two players. And so DeSmit did some of the lifting last week in the 2-0 victory against Fort Lauderdale. Right back to the same song and dance here today against Dallas.
And the composure in the box as well. Puerta and her 1-2 passes to get around defenders. And then she had the space closing in on her, and the ability to finish in those moments is what separates Sporting JAX so much. They're the #1 team in this league for a reason. They continue to put the ball in the back of the net with the chances that they do have. No matter how big or small those are, they continue to put the ball away. And Bailey DeSmit is on a hot streak right now.
Piping hot. She's got 7 goals now in the season and a couple of assists. And Ashlyn Puerta has now accounted for 17 goals, 11 of her own, and 6 assists.
And in a first half where it's really been back and forth, and honestly mostly a Dallas heavy first 45, Sporting JAX just giving themselves a little bit of insurance and some confidence, maybe even momentum going into the second 45, where Dallas hasn't been knocking on the door. They've had some chances, 6 shots, 3 on target for Dallas Trinity.
Ken tries her luck. She scores! Looked like a harmless play, but Ken did not give up on it. One pivot, she fires, and now Sporting JAX has ballooned this lead to 2-0.
And when it rains, it pours for Sporting JAX. They just continue to score goals in bunches. Paige Kenton gets on the score sheet here. Just a flick ball in the box, not defended well. Kenton just in between the defenders there. And what a class finish, just rocketed that one into the back of the net.
She knew exactly where she was going with that ball. Wasting no time, a left-footed pivot and fire.
8th goal of the season for Paige Kenton, who is just, it's such a team-first player. She can play in the back. She's been mostly up top this season for Sporting JAX.
Huerta, who eluding one defender, trying to shake another.
And she wants to get in on this action as well.
Huerta. That's why you can't take the action of one week and carry it over to the other. Last week, Sporting JAX dominated Fort Lauderdale and only won the game 2-0. They could have easily won the match 6, 7, 8-0. And right now, they were in a dogfight with Dallas, and they've scored back-to-back goals 5 minutes apart.
Paige Kenton and Bailey DeSmit are roommates, so they had a roommate moment right there, and those 2 minutes in between those goals, and what a difference maker going into the second half now, up 2-0. You feel a little bit more in control of this game. Cannot take your foot off the gas pedal, but can now take a little bit of a breather instead.
And you can't help but look back at the chances that Dallas has had in this first half. Stainbrook with 1 feed from Lancaster near the 6. Couldn't put her left foot on it. That was one chance that was wasted. Lancaster had a header on the right side of the bar, and she headed back the other way.
Wisner did as well off the corner kick. They've had the chances, just can't convert anything, and there wasn't anything that was testing Caitlin Parks as well too much.
Good job by Meg Hughes to break this up. Parks. And on the retreat is Dallas. Quite the gut punch from Sporting JAX.
Yeah, absolutely. And if you're a Dallas Trinity, you have to just take those 2 goals in stride and not let that take away from the work that you've done here in this first half, because they were really put Sporting JAX on their heels earlier in this game. And can they continue just to buy into what they're trying to do, a beautiful switch of play there, and just exploit Sporting JAX on that transition?
Guidry with some space, try to split 3 different defenders. Smecker got the assist on Kenton's goal. Just a simple chip inside the 18. Really didn't think much of it. Kenton, 1-on-3. Got another yellow card here. Stainbrook, the guilty party on this. More frustration of anything for Dallas.
Meg Hughes just tried to touch that ball around her. Stainbrook was not having it, just pulled her jersey there. Nearing the end of this first half, Meg Hughes just trying to take some time off the clock there.
Shots right now 6-5 in favor of Dallas. But it means absolutely nothing. Now Chesky blows the whistle, indicating that would be the end of the opening half. Bailey DeSmit first on the board for Sporting JAX. Paige Kenton came right behind her and scored in stoppage time. Sporting JAX didn't have their best effort to begin, but wow, they've grown into this match and they are full blossoming.
They absolutely have, and it's shown why they're the #1 team in this league. They can score from anywhere and continue to put numbers up in the most unlikely of first halves really for them. They got the job done still and know that they're going to want to add more as the second 45 continues. But what a performance by Dallas as well. They had control of the ball for a lot of it, but just couldn't capitalize. It's a #1 priority of conversation in that locker room.
Yeah, and if you are Dallas, what do you think the message is from Nathan Thackeray?
Keep the ball more and try to be more creative in that final third. They're driving right down the central part of the pitch. I would like to see their wingers just open up the space a little bit more. Because Sporting JAX with that 3-back, they have to close down and condense space really quickly. Can they filter out, can Dallas filter out through the outside and then make those runs more dynamic in the box?
Dallas and Sporting JAX heading to their respective locker rooms. Sporting JAX with the 2-0 advantage right now over Dallas. Speaking of which, Bailey DeSmit, we talked to you last week, Bailey. And I guess this is good form to see you again. You scored last week, you're scoring again here today. How did that first half feel prior to your goal?
It was a battle for sure. I mean, the conditions, we can't control those, but we can control our play. So we really just wanted to get the ball at our feet, play like we know how to play, and then you can see what happened after we did that.
You and your roomie, Paige Kenton, scoring there together. What was the difference from your goal to her goal and just how you guys are able to put some goals on the score sheet before that half ended?
I think it really comes with the connections we have on the field, both with, Ash and I, and Ash and anyone with that connection, and then knowing Paige and I, knowing to run off each other, when to let ball go, and that's what happened.
Bailey, thank you very much for your time. Best of luck in the second half and the rest of the season.
Thank you.
Bailey DeSmit, Sporting JAX. She scored her 8th goal this season. It is all Sporting JAX. Not the prettiest of starts for them, but they finished strong. 2-0 is the score as we're at the end of the opening half. We'll be back.
Fernandez, and there's the goal. This ball late. Are you kidding me? Kopaisi knocks it away.
Finds the back of the net.
Instead it's Jamona, and she has leveled it. Over top corner.
Prinks tires in the USL help soccer journeys everywhere to drive harder. From city playgrounds to suburban sidelines, from early mornings to late nights, from fun with friends to winner takes all, from the biggest fan to the biggest heart. And at every turn, Prinks tires will be there for the long haul.
We all have goals. But let's be honest, most of us aren't going to be professional athletes. But if your goal is to finish your degree, we can help. Come to a university that puts your goals first. Bellevue University, your partner in finishing goals.
A dream too big to measure, a will too strong to break. While others played, she prepared. She worked. Every sacrifice, every setback, every moment changed with this. While others saw limits, she saw a challenge. Every rep, every step, proof she's not finished. She's not just coming back, she's coming back stronger than ever. Scottish Rite for Children. Champions caring for champions.
This is UT Southwestern Medical Center, and this is where a spark happens. This is the teamwork that fuels it, the mentors who shape it. And this is where it comes together, with this care team connecting the dots, all leading up to this moment right here at UT Southwestern, where discoveries change lives. And this spark is just the beginning. Follow your spark at UT Southwestern, the #1 hospital in Dallas-Fort Worth.
Dad drills. Let's go. Your kid falls asleep 1 minute, 32 seconds from home. What's the play?
Park and wait.
Quick glance. What's missing?
Emergency fruit snacks? Binky. Easy.
In-game challenge. Have you officially named a guardian?
My parents?
Doesn't count. This play needs a plan. Guardianship must be legal before it's official. Luckily, Trust and Will makes it incredibly easy.
It's secure, affordable, and actually counts.
Next topic. I am wide open. What do you do?
Run it.
Visit trustandwill.com today and make it count.
Trust and Will. Bailey DeSmit, Paige Kenton, each scoring in the opening half for Sporting JAX. They lead Dallas Trinity FC 2-0. Gainbridge Super League affair week 23 is upon us. Jay Barquette, I am David Gascon. Jay, we get to dip into some news and notes around the league and all kinds of things to look at. What do we have?
World Cup is just around the corner in 2027. We have a number of ladies that are going to be representing their teams, and they help their respective teams clinch a spot in the Women's World Cup. And then Carolina has sent Audrey Coleman for her 10th assist of the season on Tuesday, the second player in league history to hit that mark. Obogogu for Dallas she's the third player in league history to tally to 10 all-time assists as well. And then Caitlin Parks, who you saw here in that first half, currently riding a 3-match shutout streak, hoping to continue that today.
Recently, players from Dallas Trinity FC visited the Girl Scouts of Northeast Texas Dream Lab, an innovative space where girls can explore new interests, build confidence, and develop leadership skills. The Dream Lab offers hands-on experiences in STEM, media, and creative activities, part of the club's ongoing commitment to inspiring the next generation on and off the field. Got a special package for everyone as well.
Dallas Trinity FC is built for this city.
Catch every match free over the air on KFAA 29 and streamed live on WFAA+.
All the energy in action. Come see us at the Cotton Bowl or watch us play on KFAA 29 and WFAA+. Join us every match, every moment. We'll see you on the pitch.
Work shouldn't leave you feeling stiff or sore. You deserve a happier, healthier workday. That starts with a better workspace, one where you can stand a little, move a little, and feel a lot better. Barry has everything you need for head-to-toe comfort, with standing desks, ergonomic seating, and accessories, so you can work well and live well. And right now, you can level up your space and save even more at Barry.com.
Sport is for everyone, but too often the moment slips away. Here Sport brings live, audio-described, multilingual commentary straight to your phone. So every play, every call, and every cheer is there for everyone. Trusted by clubs and fans, simple, instant, and accessible. Here Sport, live sport.
Have a great trip.
Do you think they'll be okay?
Honey, nothing's gonna happen. And if it did, your parents would take care of the kids. Our money, our house, everything would go to them immediately.
Doesn't count. It's a solid plan in your head, but if you want those things to actually happen, you need a trust. Luckily, Trust and Will makes it easy. A trust helps you avoid probate court, giving your loved ones immediate access to your funds, and it'll actually count. Slug bug. Get started at trustandwill.com and make it count.
Back here at the Cotton Bowl right now with Jade Barquette. I'm David Gascon in Gainbridge Super League action today. It's the final stop between these two sides. Game number 3 in the head-to-head series matchup. Sporting JAX with a couple goals over Dallas Trinity, leading by that margin of 2-0. Jade, look at the first half highlights. It wasn't one-way traffic despite the score. It was competitive throughout, but you look at the damage that was done. The same playmakers that we highlighted over the last couple weeks chipping into the act.
Yeah, it was really Sporting JAX who just ended that first half on such a high note. Bailey DeSmit notching her 4th goal in 4 matches. And then this goal from Paige Kenton, I mean, what a beauty. A rocket in the side netting as that ball was coming in from Smuckerd and just buried it into the back post.
It was after a casual throw-in, and Smuckerd just put it in the 18, and Kenton let it rip. First half numbers, does this even tell you the story?
I mean, yes and no. It seemed very even throughout that first half, and you're seeing that here from most of the stats. And then Sporting JAX just has that goal because they finished those opportunities. Dallas Trinity going to come out on fire here in this second half to try to steal some points again and defend their home pitch.
Yeah, they're going to have to do that in the worst kind of way. Paige Kenton getting herself into the groove along with Bailey DeSmit. Both players doing damage late in the first half to really put it to Dallas, and now they're reeling a bit. We'll get to the second half just moments away. Hope you're enjoying this one from the Cotton Bowl. Dallas Trinity and Sporting JAX through 45. Sporting JAX with a 2-0 advantage.
Dallas Trinity FC is built for this city.
Catch every match free over the air on KFAA 29 and streamed live on WFAA+.
All the energy in action. Come see us at the Cotton Bowl or watch us play on KFAA 29 and WFAA+. Join us every match, every moment. We'll see you on the pitch.
A dream too big to measure, a will too strong to break. While others played, she prepared. She worked. Every sacrifice, every setback, every moment changed with this. While others saw limits, she saw a challenge. Every rep, every step, proof she's not finished. She's not just coming back, she's coming back stronger than ever. Scottish Rite for Children. Champions caring for champions.
This is UT Southwestern Medical Center, and this is where a spark happens. This is the teamwork that fuels it, the mentors who shape it. And this is where it comes together, with this care team connecting the dots, all leading up to this moment right here at UT Southwestern, where discoveries change lives. And this spark is just the beginning. Follow your spark at UT Southwestern, the #1 hospital in Dallas-Fort Worth.
Oh, look, great blue heron.
Oh, your favorite.
You know, when I go, I'd like to leave some money to the local bird conservancy.
Oh, that's a beautiful legacy to leave.
Doesn't count. Generous, but final wishes need to be more finalized. What you need is a will. Luckily, Trust and Will makes it easy to create a legally valid, state-specific document that actually counts. What's that?
That's a duck.
Start your will at trustandwill.com now and make it count.
We're all growing something, a dream, a business, a better way to live. At Gardenuity, we bring the experience of growing to life, made simple, for wherever you live, work, or play. Because growth isn't just what happens in the soil, it's what happens in you. Gardenuity, made to grow.
Nice shot. Let's play.
Back here inside the Cotton Bowl, Jade Barquette, David Gascon, Sporting JAX, the 2-0 advantage over Trinity, Dallas Trinity FC. 2-0 is the score. Final act between these two sides, the head-to-head matchup going one way or another. This is the third game, unless these two teams see each other in the postseason. Jade, turning it over to you, Stacey Bellum's squad. slow to start, then came on like charging bulls. What did you like about how they closed out the first half, outside of the goals, of course?
I just like the way that they continue to pursue those opportunities. They never let Dallas fully take over them. They really worked into the game and were patient in their build-up. As that ball was coming higher up the pitch, they kept their creativity, really moving around one another to try to get those goal-scoring opportunities, and it ended up working out for them.
What can Nathan Thackeray do for his club to make sure they don't forget the chances they had in the first half, but make sure they capitalize them now here in half number 2?
Just allow his team to keep doing what they were doing. They were creating those opportunities. They were using the entire field. I really would like them to just be more expansive in their shape when it comes to in possession of the ball in the attacking half.
Second half begins with Dallas in possession, moving from right to left on your screen. Sporting JAX moving from left to right. Keep in mind, as we mentioned at the end of the first half, you have a couple different elements in play right now. One of them, Paige Kenton and Bailey DeSmit scoring in this contest. DeSmit scoring in back-to-back games. And she's just been lights out recently. So you have the 8 goals from her, trying to chase down her teammate, Ashlyn Puerta, who has 11.
Right.
She has an assist on the day. But then you also look at Caitlin Parks. She's recorded a clean sheet, 3 shutouts in her last 3 games, and now it's through 3.5. So when elevated, Parks, see it dribble into her. And Parks was tested in the first half. It wasn't like she was pitching a tent and hanging out, getting a tan. So she was active.
This team is just from top to bottom, very complete side. I actually asked Stacey Balaam that when we talked earlier this week of how complete this team is heading into their last 8 matches of the season, and she said she took it all the way back to that game against Lexington and that defeat. It was 4-2, and that was a pivotal moment in the season for her side. She blames herself for the loss just because of the change of formation that they had. But since then, they have just focused on themselves, and it's paid dividends.
DeSmit, some trouble. Oh, looked like McCamey got a piece of it. And that's exactly the case, but a good look again from DeSmit, who was vying for a brace.
She's feeling it right now. You have the confidence of Sporting JAX and the entire team behind her. Just picks this ball up, takes a look up, and tries to slot it home. A great opportunity there for it. It would look like it was actually Puerta on the ball, wanting to get her name on the score sheet.
Just starting the second half, and Sporting JAX trying to extend this lead. Meg Hughes pushes this over. Ball's not going to come back though. One side, and that's just a giveaway by Philpotts. How challenging is it for Stacey Balaam right now to manage her team given the circumstances? The club is not only good, they're exceptional. They have had little to no resistance for the better part of a couple months. And you're talking about a club that leads the league in goal differential, has the #1 scorer in the league, the #1 keeper in the league. It feels like they could do no wrong, but of course, you have to stay grounded week in and week out.
Yeah, absolutely. And then that's what she was kind of talking to us about when they were going to that film after Fort Lauderdale, of highlighting things that they are doing correct and need to continue to do, reinforcing that. But also, you have to get into the little details of the game and get specific when your team is this good. Yes, they are the team to beat, but they are so humble at the same time. And she just said they're a young team and they're really tight together. And when you have that camaraderie as a group, it's really hard for you to get broken down, especially when you go through adversity. When this team, not a ton of adversity faced, but they still rely on one another day in and day out to get their job done. And they're really coachable. She said they want to take in all the information that's given to them and then put that into action on the field.
It was easier said than done, but they are applying the tutelage and the knowledge that they have. Dallas, they're in danger right now of losing for only the 2nd time in the last 11 matches. Unbeaten in 9 of 10. They've been fantastic, but the problem now that they're up against is a 2-0 deficit and the clock. This is a different kind of enemy that they're facing today, and the best team in Gainbridge Super League Sporting JAX. Kenton nearly found that ball. Problem for Dallas just a few days ago. Eerily similar to what happened near the end of the first half today. Lexington scoring a late goal allowed them to claw back a couple points in a 2-2 draw. Dallas had a 2-1 advantage before Lexington scored an equalizer during stoppage time. You don't want that to be a pattern. Coaches typically talk about playing matches in 15-minute increments, one block at a time. For Dallas, they just could not finish. Swan up front on the right-hand side. Thornton here. Thornton goes for goal. Parks elevates and gets her left hand on it twice.
That might have been the most nonchalant save I've ever seen from a goalkeeper, and what an opportunity. Thornton just picks her head up and honestly tries to chip Parks, it looks, and she doesn't even use both hands to bring that ball down. She did have Massimo just floating off of that back line, who might have had a better look on goal, but I like the confidence from Thornton to try to take that shot before Parks was all the way back on her line.
Two of the best goalkeepers in Gainbridge Super League scoring off here today. They're leading in two important categories, not only the wins and losses, but the clean sheets and the goals prevented. Kami the league's best in goals prevented at -5.15. Parks just over 2 at -2.07, third best. Next stoppage, we'll have a couple changes for Dallas. Neither team had a change to begin this second half. Allie Thornton did come in for Bethany Boss, who suffered a head injury early stages of the first half. And now the changes. You surprised this is happening now as opposed to the beginning of the second half?
No, I think he wanted his team to see how they can work into this second half, if there's any changes really going to be made, and gave them 5-6 minutes to work it out and once to get those fresh legs on.
Chimo Ubogabu. They're in the contest right now. Ubagagu coming in now. Missimo is out, so that's one change. The change too with Swan being removed. Caroline Swan now out. Strawn in for her. Imagine Nathan Thackeray will probably make a couple more changes as this second half materializes.
Those two subs immediately making an impact for Dallas, just winning that tackle.
See what Dallas can do to cut this deficit in half. Played across, nobody around. It's the right idea. Henson didn't see anyone in our home team's colors. Those two changes being made, what do you think that does for the shape of Dallas?
It really just allows them to put more pressure up top. Celie Strawn can score goals, and Crafty as well as Ubogagu.
Smegard goes for a goal, just missed that top corner, not by much.
And she had this one if it dipped down a little bit more. Great work by Smecker just to continue with that play and the tight defending by Flynn. She gets a window and it goes just wide of the net. couldn't get her hips fully around it to place it in.
First shot attempt of the afternoon. Ball is attempted at least to go down the left side of the pitch, but fine defending here by Sporting JAX.
And I kind of like that Bellata was trying to go a little bit more direct to Abogu there. Isolate Abogu on the outside, allow her to use her speed and body to work against that back three of Sporting JAX. And then Dallas can throw numbers forward and off-balance them in the box.
Shots are nearly even, 8-7 in favor of Dallas, but Sporting JAX with a couple of goals. Bailey DeSmit, Paige Kenton, each scored near the end of the first half. Some back-breaking moments for Dallas. Kenton weaving across, great ball here, a clean break. That shot finds the back of the net, and Sporting JAX has opened things up with a 3-0 lead, and there's Bowman. Sophia Bowman all by her lonesome thanks to Paige Kenton, and Sporting JAX is not looking behind.
And Sporting JAX just continues that transition moment leading to goals. Kenton unselfishly dumps this off for Bowman, just picks her head up again, slots it home. Going one-on-one against McCamey, picks a side. A little deception in her eyes there, looked right, went left. And a fantastic work by Bowman to add another one on the score sheet for a team that, again, 3 different goal scorers for Sporting JAX. They are so lethal up top.
Bowman's 3rd goal this season, and that's more to what you mentioned too, just a team that is completely unselfish. They spread the wealth, and they're getting the job done. 3-0 is the tally, and they're not done yet. Julia Lester coming into the contest. Stacey Balaam did indicate that Lester would see some decent time today. Parker Roberts also coming into the affair. Smeckert out. About as complete a team as you'll see in Gainbridge Super League. Of course, any club can have its day. Those days have been quite frequent for Sporting JAX, and not everybody else. Huge pickup though for Sporting JAX. The club failed to capitalize on several opportunities last week against Fort Lauderdale, and today they have maximized. 8 shots, 3 of them across the goal line. Certainly a confident group. Thornton spinning, lofting it over on the left-hand side, but not as threatening as it prevailed to be earlier in this match for Dallas. This one carrying around. This ball somehow found its way near target from Hinson. Not a quality look from her, but dangerous nonetheless.
I like the way that Hinson is just getting into the final third and all the way into the 18-yard box. Never gave up on that play, and Sophie Jones came to defend her, and it honestly looked like it might have deflected off of Jones, but the referee saw it better than us.
In a situation like this, if you're Dallas staring at a 3-0 hole, how do you pick your head up?
One goal at a time, one moment at a time. You see them trying to press a little bit more, and now they're winning the ball higher up the pitch. Allie Thornton coming all the way over from the central part of the field to just press Caitlin Parks and pin them to one side. Can they pick the ball higher up the pitch now and then use that to go forward instead of allowing Sporting JAX to have their way in the build-up and then trying to defend them in their own half?
Bailey DeSmith, during her halftime interview, talked about the environment and not being able to control the elements. One of it's the temperature, weather conditions today with the wind, but I think they play just fine right now in the Cotton Bowl.
They absolutely are. They're not allowing that to be an excuse. The wind, another one as well. And Sporting JAX really isn't a team that puts the ball in the air too much. They're going to play soccer on the ground, not very direct team.
They have outscored opponents in the last 3+ matches by an 11-0 margin. 11-0.
And these 3 goals have now added their goal total of the season to 40 goals.
It's pretty good.
And they're not even done with the season yet.
The referee has
Plus 18 in that category.
Trinity, number 14, Shioma.
Beat Fort Lauderdale a couple weeks ago, 2-0. Also took care of business back on the 21st of February against Lexington, beating them 2-0. Spokane 3-0. So they continue to be red hot. Thornton spinning, firing. There's Parks. A huge stop to keep her clean sheet streak alive.
And the deceptive work of Dallas. They're not letting this game go away from them. You saw Lancaster cutting inside this time and just a slip ball through to Thornton. No look, tried to shoot that one, just goes over the bar. She also had Stainbrook coming from her right side as well. Their creativity in Dallas is what's going to break down the Sporting JAX team, especially at the top of their 18-yard box.
So she didn't quite get her fingers on it. Goes right back to Sporting JAX. Ball across the boundary by a country mile. Goes right back to Dallas. Dallas Trinity FC returns to the Cotton Bowl on Tuesday, March 31st at 7:30 p.m. against Tampa Bay Sun for another key matchup in the Gainbridge Super League. Match will serve as a World Cup preview, giving fans a look ahead of the 2026 FIFA World Cup coming to the United States this summer. Tickets available at DallasTrinityFC.com/tickets or by scanning the QR code on your screen right now. Dallas trying to push, get themselves on the right side with a goal. Stainbrook. Thornton, who was near the 6, has it. Thornton trying to pivot, lost the handle on it, gave it up. Again, Lancaster lets it rip, airmailed. They've gotten much deeper against the back line of Sporting JAX, but still nothing to show for it.
And what an effort there by Cam Lancaster. Again, she gets that ball inside, plays Thornton, doesn't have an opportunity, and there were numbers in the box, but it was defended very well by Sporting JAX. Just not enough to put it through.
Jay Panak and Jessica Hunt are going to come into the fray. So changes all the way across the board for both sides.
In the 63rd minute. Entering the pitch, number 6, Jessica Hunt. Leading the match, number 19, Ashlyn Serta.
So these changes being made for both teams.
Leading match, number 17, Bailey DeSmith.
Just looking ahead at where Sporting JAX is right now, after today's contest, they'll return back home against Spokane and then Brooklyn. You're looking at the rest of the schedule for Sporting JAX, and you're thinking, where, if they get tripped up, where does it come from? They'll have some pushes against, but all in all, it does feel like they control their own destiny.
They truly do, and that's something that head coach Stacey Balaam has just preached over and over again is that the more they focus on themselves, the less the outside noise is going to get to them, and their soccer won't be affected. If they really, truly just try to be the best versions of themselves, it'll pay off in the end.
Hannah Davison coming in, Maya McCutcheon as well. More changes. For Nathan Thackeray. Over 2/3 of the way done through this contest, and the eye still right now on the keeper and Caitlin Parks, working on her 4th consecutive clean sheet. She's been tested more so in the first half than in the second. 12 shots for Dallas, 4 of them on target. Ball turned over. One thing we have not seen yet is Ashlyn Huerta score a goal. But the luxury that Sporting JAX has right now is that it's not all about Huerta scoring. They're not so top heavy that if she gets neutralized, they don't win or record a point. It has to be refreshing for Stacey Bela not to be so reliant on one key cog.
No, she truly is just an addition to all of the different goal scorers that are on this side. And goals can come from anywhere. They can come from deeper lines, the creativity in the box, or just 1v1 powerful moments. And that's what makes the Sporting JAX team so lethal. As you blink and Paige Kenton put one in the back of the net.
It was that fast. For Dallas, they'll have better days. But right now, they're certainly nursing it. After today's contest, they get Tampa Bay's Sun. Go right back to work. Close out the regular season against Fort Lauderdale. They have to beat the teams that are below the playoff line. There's a decent amount of separation between the top and bottom clubs, but for Sporting JAX, should they prevail, they'll have 40 points. Problem for Dallas, nothing comforting about their position right now. Just above the playoff line, but DC Power 3 points behind.
DC Power last night just beat a Spokane team who was trying to get higher in the ranks as well. This is the series of separation.
Paige Kent will see some yellow.
Her and Wisner just trying to go at it. The pull on the arm. We'll get called for the foul. Kenton trying to give her a pat on the back. Nothing personal between those two there.
I felt like it was a very polite foul.
It was.
Lexington and Carolina are second and third in the Gainbridge Super League standings. DC Power is 5th. Fort Lauderdale and Tampa Bay right now in 8th and 9th position. Numbers so far not as one-sided as you'd think with this score the way it is. 12 shots for Dallas, 8 for Sporting JAX. Possession nearly 50-50, 53% for Sporting JAX. But one side has been opportunistic with their chances and the other has not.
It really has just been Sporting JAX finishing the ball. Dallas had opportunities in the first, sporadic here throughout the second. But when Sporting JAX is in front of the net, they are going to convert as many chances as they can create. Today, only having 8 shots total, 4 on target and 3 goals. Stacey Balaam's going to be happy with that, especially after that Fort Lauderdale game where she wanted her team and felt like they should have scored more.
Critical to play a complete 90 for Sporting JAX after what they did last week against Fort Lauderdale. Came out of the gates a little slow and then aggressively grew into the match. 2 goals near the end of the first half, 1 here in the second, and they are not looking back. Sophia Bowman scoring to make it 3-0 here in half number 2. Increase, really a head-on collision. Well, we got a minute, just like we've got the backs of Dallas Trinity FC. Trust and Will also has yours, helping families protect their legacy for generations to come. Start your plan today at trustandwill.com. Things continue to take shape this year for Sporting JAX. Dallas is in the thick of things. It's not one of their better days, but still got some time here to do some work. Kenton, the header, good delivery from Paige Kenton to set this all up. Bannock just missed on the delivery, but the execution nearly flawless.
Jade Pennick was wanting that ball. You saw Paige just pick her head up and lock eyes with Pennick in that moment, but right before she had served it in. Jade Pennick, a vet, very close with Stacey Balaam through her time in college, and was starting on this team for a while and then has just switched roles a little bit with Ashlyn Puerta being as dominant as she has, but the value that Jade Pennick can bring to this team is impeccable.
Kenton asking for it a little bit too long on the right-hand side. And that ball is going to be cleared away, but it's going to be a corner for Sporting JAX. Had her hand up, but just ran a little bit too hot. Lester was there on the weak side. This will be a corner for Sporting JAX.
Coming up, a kick from Stone Capital Bank.
Rare opportunity for them here. Bowman will take the corner. Bowman. Good ball. Nobody in sight though. Ran a little bit too long and it goes right back to Dallas. Stay up to date with the Gainbridge Super League. Sign up for the Super newsletter. Get news about your favorite team and stories from around the league delivered directly to your inbox every week. Sign up at GainbridgeSuperLeague.com/newsletter. When you look at this match and how it's unfolded, Jade, how much can you put into what Sporting JAX has done and the possibility of fatigue for Dallas since they played a few days ago?
And they don't have any more subs with that Bethany Boss injury in that first half, so they've used all of them so far in this game. It's a lot, right? And for Nathan Thackeray, he said he gave his team off on Thursday, so they had that time to rest, but right back onto the pitch on Friday. And they haven't had a full week in between games in a while. It's actually been since Carolina back in the middle stages of February. So this team is used to playing back-to-back games for the most part, but it still takes a toll on your legs, especially on a hot day like today.
Lancaster, open real estate, put the ball in a tough spot with all kinds of traffic. It was waffling around, and Parks is there to clean it up. Lancaster did not take that shot. Probably should have. And the other element, all this, is you're playing in the heat of Texas. 85 degrees. It's warm. Not triple digits, which Texans are accustomed to.
And you're playing against a team in Sporting JAX who loves to keep the ball, loves to move it from one side of the pitch to the other. They're going to make you run, make you work for winning it back as well.
Ball kept to the right-hand side. Ball being held. Lester. One step. Lester trying to turn the corner, and that'll be a corner kick for Sporting JAX. minute. Sporting JAX, 2 goals in the first half to Smith and Kenton. Bowman here in half number 2. Paige Kenton accounting for a couple goals, the goal and an assist. This corner near the top of the box, volleyed around. Back up. Oh, a good stop for Rakami there. Play looked like it was ruled onside. Defensive lapses though for Dallas.
And that second ball opportunity again did look like Bowman might have been offsides there. Referee says no, so she times it well, but what a save by McCamey. Just staying in that moment, ready for anything, wanting to keep her team in it as much as she can.
Yeah, Bowman was just lurking back. We get a yellow card on the bench for Dallas. Those have been dished out pretty frequently. So another corner here. They'll work short. Hughes. Bowman. To play a little catch. Bowman bending away. Pretty good elevation that ball and no chances. That ball just a little bit away from Lester to get to it.
I like that short corner from Sporting JAX. Meg Hughes doing a good job of continuing to stay on side as the ball was played higher and higher up this half. And then a good feed from Bowman, tried to put that in the back post, but defended well by Dallas Trinity.
An important challenge now for Sporting JAX. Regardless of this score stays 3-0 or not, if they can rip off 4 in a row via a clean sheet, their heads will be above the clouds. They must find a way to stay level. Because confidence is one thing, but you don't want it to go overboard. Question mark should and when it does arise for Sporting JAX. Because you've been fantastic during the regular season, but can you finish in the postseason? A win here in the Cotton Bowl will certainly help their cause. And win both of their matches against Dallas here in the same environment.
And if they can win today, it'll be the longest streak that they have had this season, with 4 games winning. They had 3 wins in that November to early December area, and then last 4 matches, including this one for this team, have been tremendous and really solidified them as that #1 team in this league. And I mentioned a little bit earlier, we're in the stage of separation in this season. This would be huge.
Dallas is a little bit different of a beast in this kind of a matchup, given the circumstances of where they were earlier this season. You mentioned the run that Sporting JAX is in, but for Dallas, at one point earlier in the season, they had lost 5 in a row. In fact, they were winless in 7 straight. And so you talk about the streakiness of teams. Bowman here in the corner serves this one up. Some hellacious contact between 3 different players. Our lead officials calling for the medical staff to come out immediately. All friendly fire here. And for Dallas, all out of subs. This is going from bad to worse. Look like Hannah Davison's down on the deck.
And their captain, Amber Wisner, as well.
Nathan Thackeray giving some guidance. Good teams that have risen to the occasion, like Dallas, found a way to stop a bad streak of being winless in 7 straight, and they went unbeaten in 9 of 10 before today. Looks like the players are still down.
When Nathan Thackeray took over this Dallas Trinity team, he really had no intentions of really becoming a head coach, didn't know where he would really fit into that role, but once he came and talked to the higher ups and really felt like he was valued and wanted here within this team, and felt like the buy-in from the players was something that was going to be so important, and he feels like he has that within his team. He said that this club is built around family, and their roster is a moldable force, and they're ready for that some direction. And then under him, when he took over that Christmas winter break, they came out and were on fire. It took a little bit of them, obviously, to get used to his game model language that he was trying to implement, wanting them to press more, score goals, and be purposeful in possession. They have really turned the corner and become a team that looks more like a unit. Going against up a pillar of a giant of a team against Sporting JAX, it's hard to really find your way when you go down and they just continue to go at you. But the future is bright for this Dallas Trinity squad, especially under his direction.
Yeah, notable figures. Tyler McCamey, been victimized 3 times here tonight. Lauren Flynn, I beg your pardon. A couple goals and an assist so far this year. One of the better defenders throughout Gainbridge Super League. Ellie Thornton came into this contest because of an injury. Last season she had scored 13 goals in 27 games. Paige Kenton's day is over with. So another change here for Sporting JAX. Andrea Fernandez now in. But there are changes with every year, so talent not always expected to have the same kind of results. And for Sporting JAX, they can only hope that what they do today and throughout the rest of the regular season translates into postseason success, but they want to have a high level of stability on a yearly basis. Right to Parks, working on her 4th consecutive clean sheet. No small feat. On the run again as they continue to push. Pinnock. Bowman. Pinnock. Bowman scored in the second half. Pinnock again lofted it up. Left-hand side, open crease, it's 4-0. Well, the rewards continue to be dolled out. Meg Hughes, the lucky recipient this time. Sporting JAX opening things up. It is 4-0.
And Meg Hughes just continuing to work. What a beautiful touch to bring that ball out of the air. Brings it to her left side and just slots it home. And her second goal. Meg Hughes is fired up. What a moment for Sporting JAX. Really just a nail in the coffin there in this match.
She has a smile on her face like she forgot how to score a goal. Credit to Pinnock for leading her that way.
Yeah.
And then Hughes did the rest. So a 4-0 outburst here today for Sporting JAX. Floodgates have been open for quite some time. And the 4 goals that they have scored here today, it's the most that they have had since dating back to September of 2025 against Carolina. That was a seesaw battle, resulting in a 4-3 outcome. But you would not have guessed that Sporting JAX would have done this here today to Dallas.
No, and credit to Sporting JAX for coming here on the road, handling business. It'll be their 8th win away this season. Continuing to show why they are the team to beat in this league. Dallas just overtaken by the power that is Sporting JAX.
Gagu inside the 18. That shot's going to miss the target entirely. In the head-to-head matchup now, Sporting JAX will win it. They've won both games, or they will win both games here at the Cotton Bowl. And if it stays as is right now, it'll be by a 6-0 outcome. Remarkable. Won back here on November the 28th of 2025. 2-0. Really tough to pinpoint the best player of this match for Sporting JAX. All 11 have had an influence on the match one way or another.
And the game changers that have stepped in as well have just not let the level drop whatsoever.
Well, this is for a run, though. Gagu over on the left-hand side was available. That play was broken up, though. Even when they are susceptible, Sporting JAX quality in the defense. This will set things up for a Cornerstone Capital Bank corner kick. Fans here still supporting their side, even in a one-sided tilt. Tampa Bay Sun come here to the Cotton Bowl. Next battle for Dallas on March the 31st. Sporting JAX will improve their record to 12-4-4 on the year. After the victory today, Dallas will fall to 8-7-5. Gagu couldn't handle it. Sporting JAX looking for more. Jones just trying to escape. Dallas now, with the way that this game has just spiraled away, now staring at a goal differential of -7. There are elements that will influence a tiebreaker in case there's a couple teams or a trio of clubs that are tied at the end of the regular season. So you want to make sure that you handle as much business as possible, but still a few ways away from that. Thornton. Couldn't wrestle that away. Fans pleading for a final attempt. Keep an eye on their fourth official to see how much added time we are awarded. I'm guessing we're gonna have like 7 minutes of added time. It's my guess, Jay.
6?
Maybe 6. I'm gonna say 7, just because I like to live dangerously.
Live dangerously.
Another yellow card here. See who that's against. Swan, Stainbrook, and the coaches. And now Davison with the yellow.
The referee has issued a caution in the 90th minute to number 2, Hannah Davison, Dallas Trinity.
There is your 7 minutes.
Who's the winner?
You win.
It'd be nice to get some Girl Scout cookies out of that.
Only if they were in the fridge and Thin Mints, though.
Freezer.
Freezer, sorry.
Freezer. You could do it with grapes as well.
I don't like those.
You don't like frozen grapes?
No.
All right.
All right.
Maybe. If you're Stacey Balaam, areas that you can probably work on with your team and coach them up, what would they be after reviewing today's tape?
When they started this game, it's a completely different team from where we're looking at them right now. They let Dallas kind of impose their will a little bit and set back and had to step back because they were just being pressed and kind of walked all over. So just starting off a little bit on the front foot. They want to impose their will early on games and want to possess the ball, but actually getting the front foot on it.
Right step here. Parks comes out and a huge stop to keep her clean sheet alive. Whew. Something serious there from Caitlin Parks. Cat-like reflexes and amazing anticipation.
What a save by Parks. Not that it obviously wouldn't have changed the outcome of this game, but the clean sheet would have been gone, and I know that she wants that. What a way to keep your team in it and really just put an exclamation mark on this game. Once again, Lancaster, a part of every attacking moment. Celie Strawn, the sub, tried to just play it through to a Bogogu, but Parks said, not today. Had to do the splits for that one.
Minutes away from tying the all-time record for clean sheets in a regular season. She has had quite the season so far. She's won Save of the Month, been a member of Team of the Month. This drive on goal, no. Parks has had the ability to play carefree, if you will, with the offense that's in front along with the defensive alignment.
And they just continue to put the pressure on Dallas. That one just skims wide.
Push here. 1-on-4. You see Sporting JAX not going to be victimized.
You can see Sophie Jones, their captain, and their 6 just telling everyone to calm down, not having to make this a track meet of going up and down the pitch. You have a little bit over 4 minutes of stoppage time left. Let's just keep the ball for that long instead of having to run up and down the field when we can just keep it in our possession, make them work for it, because Dallas is the ones that need the ball, want the ball. Can Sporting JAX just take a breather and not make this game more complicated than it has been?
Barring a big breakdown, Ashlyn Puerta is not going to tie Allie Thornton today for the goal-scoring record. However, Paige Kenton has established a new season record for assists in a year, breaking Jill Aguilera's record of 6. Kenton has scored today and assisted today, so she has 7 assists on the year. And then, of course, you look at Caitlin Parks, still vying for another clean sheet. It would be her 9th of the year, tying the all-time record. Sporting JAX asking for more. Here's Bowman. Sophia just going and hanging out in the shade. Sophia puts this one into the box. Kami swipes this away. Tough to dominate an opponent for 90 minutes. And Sporting JAX did not do that today, but they showed plenty of grit and a great deal of resolve after they absorbed some early pressure by Dallas. Dallas will have their moxie tested now when they get back to work against Tampa Bay. We'll meet them on the 31st, and it's a good sign of a club that can bounce back after a not so impressive performance. 4-0 outcome. It's not something Dallas is going to want to remember anytime soon.
And it's going to be one of those games where can this be another pivotal moment for this team where you're doing the right things, you have the momentum going on your side with the ties and the wins that they have accomplished in the spring season. Can this game be a wake-up game of when we get those chances in front of goal, we have to complete them, we have to put them away, and then just clean up the stuff defensively in the central part of the field, because this Dallas team has so much potential. Similarly to that Lexington game being a pivotal turning point for Sporting JAX, this game could be the exact same moment for Dallas Trinity.
Time winding down in this contest. From the moment Bailey DeSmit scored, it was never close after that. Felt like Sporting JAX took the life and the will out of Dallas, and they have just been impressive. Final seconds in this thing. Sporting JAX will return home. 12 wins in the season, 4 losses, 4 draws, good for 40 points. #1 Gainbridge Super League. And that will be that. DeSmit, Kenton, Bowman, and Hughes all doing damage here today. And Stacey Balaam's group has now recorded clean sheets in 4 consecutive matches, outscoring the opposition 12-0. And today was no different. Another exclamation point.
Everybody gets a high five there from Stacey Balaam, and what a performance by her team. Caitlin Parks ties the regular season record of 9 shutouts in a season, the longest win streak in this club's history in their first season now with 4 wins. Paige Kenton scored a goal today. Now she notches her name in history with 7 assists and ties the single season record. And this Sporting JAX team is just floating on all levels right now.
Dominant performance for Sporting JAX. And on the other side for Dallas, they will see better days, but not here on a Sunday afternoon. Sporting JAX gets their 12th win of the season. They defeat Dallas Trinity FC 4-0. Post-game show is coming up next.
Trinity FC is built for this city.
Catch every match free over the air on KFAA 29 and streamed live on WFAA Plus.
All the energy in action. Come see us at the Cotton Bowl or watch us play on KFAA 29 and WFAA Plus. Join us every match, every moment. We'll see you on the pitch.
Work shouldn't leave you feeling stiff or sore. You deserve a happier, healthier workday. That starts with a better workspace, One where you can stand a little, move a little, and feel a lot better. Barry has everything you need for head-to-toe comfort, with standing desks, ergonomic seating, and accessories, so you can work well and live well. And right now, you can level up your space and save even more at Barry.com.
Sport is for everyone, but too often, the moment slips away. Here Sport brings live, audio-described, multilingual commentary straight to your phone. So every play, every call, and every cheer is there for everyone. Trusted by clubs and fans, simple, instant, and accessible. Here Sport, live sport.
To wrap things up from the Cotton Bowl, Sporting JAX a clinic today over Dallas Trinity, winning by a score of 4-0, notching their 12th win of the season. Jay Barquette, I'm David Gascon, and now we get to have a player interview concluding this contest. Meg Hughes is with us. Meg, I know you were excited to speak with us today. First of all, how does it feel to score and also get another victory?
It was definitely really exciting to score. I've been talking about it for I think the past 3 or 4 games, how I was gonna plan out this huge celebration if I scored, which the celebration did not come out. That was not my celebration. That was just me so excited that I had scored. So I was definitely really excited, a little embarrassed how I just jumped up and down. I think I was just so exhausted and had no clue and just let my body do crazy things. But yeah, no, we're definitely excited as a team as well that we got the victory. It's a really hot game today, very dry, not the same as Jacksonville. So I think coming out and getting the 3 points was awesome.
You guys are now on a 4-game win streak. What is the ceiling for this team, or do you guys have one?
It's definitely just to look on to the next game. We just like to think in the present, the next 3 points that we can get. So the next game that we have up is next Saturday. So that's just all we're looking next to.
You are up and down the flank, making defensive stops, and then scoring a goal, obviously, in the opposition's 18-yard box. Would you rather make a save off the line defensively or score another goal like you did today?
Oh, definitely make an insane save off the goal line. That would be that's one of my dreams, is to do one of those. I haven't done one yet, so hopefully coming soon.
Hey, I agree with you too, girl.
Meg, I'm gonna ask you a personal question. How nervous are you about doing this right now with us?
Oh, I don't really like interviews, I'm gonna be so honest. I feel like I give the worst answers. So I'm definitely freaking out a little bit, but I'm trying to conquer my fear right now by doing it.
Hey, do you want to give a shout out to anyone in the family that's watching?
Oh yeah, I'll give a shout out to my pop-pop. He's watching back in Rochester, Massachusetts right now. He watches every game. He's definitely my biggest fan. So love you, pop-pop.
Fantastic, Meg. Congratulations on the performance, the celebration, another victory. Go hang out with your teammates. We'll talk with you again soon.
Thank you.
That's Meg Hughes with us. Sporting JAX cleaning up things here at the Cotton Bowl against Dallas. As we look at the full-time highlights in this thing, Jade, it was one-sided from the first goal on by DeSmet.
It really was, and Sporting JAX took over this game later on in that first half after this goal from DeSmet, and then it really just didn't stop from there. Paige Kenton got her name on the scoring sheet after this ball chipped in by Smeckard, and it was just Sporting JAX from then on. What a finish, clinical by Paige Kenton to put that one in the back of the net, top bins. And they would just bring that same energy from the first half into the second. This long ball over the top, Paige Kenton again, doing what she does, but unselfishly drops it off to Bowman, who was 1v1 with McCamey. Again, slots it home. Clinical finishing all around from Sporting JAX today. She looked right and then went left right at that last second, making McCamey just not know where she was going. And then you heard it from Meg Hughes at the end. She was so excited to score this goal. And as a defender myself, I can understand that feeling. Jade Pennick clips the ball over the top. What a beautiful first touch. And then a clinical finish once again from Meg Hughes. We didn't get to see that celebration. I'm excited. I hope we get to see it again sometime if she does score again, but it was all Sporting JAX today.
Congratulations to Sporting JAX, their 12th win of the season, and they just rolled all over Dallas after they scored DeSmith's goal late in the first half. It was a fun one here from the Cotton Bowl, but Sporting JAX, clearly the best team in Gainbridge Super League action, and it was on full display here today. Caitlin Parks, another clean sheet, another one to her ledger. She's got 4 in a row here for Sporting JAX. For my broadcast partner, Jay Barquette, I'm David Gascon. Hope you enjoyed this one. Sporting JAX wins it 4-0.
This copyrighted telecast of the United Soccer League cannot be retransmitted, rebroadcast, or reproduced without the express written consent of the United Soccer League.